Kulapat Yantrasast, curator and lead designer of When Apricots Blossom, the presentation of art and craft and culture of Uzbekistan within the Milan Design Week 2026. Welcome to our exhibition. When Apricots Blossom comes from a wonderful poem by an Uzbek poet that was struck us because it really reflects a sense of the season, the time, but also the tenacity and resilience of life, right? The journey. We think it's appropriate for this moment, the spring in Milan. The exhibition is commissioned by ACDF, which is in Uzbekistan, and we worked together, for many months to make this happen. Well, it was my first time to Uzbekistan. It was eye-opening and inspirational in many ways. I got to see all the big cities, Tashkent, Samarkand, Bukhara, Nukus, and really trying to understand, and met with many artists and artisans in many regions to really try to understand. I get an open invitation to think about what we want to do here. Right, so the idea is really to focus on the Aral Sea within Karachi, Pakistan. So we want to talk about that particular region, talk about the sense, again, of resilience, tenacity, and creativity under crisis. So because of that, we focus on three main craft elements. The shelter you see in the deconstructed yurt. We have the wonderful exhibition downstairs of bread basket, bread stand, and we have the textile and tassel. These are the essence of life, shelter, food, and clothing. Well, for the exhibition in the gallery space, we wanted to focus on bread and bread stand, right? We invited 12 designers from all around the world. And we chose to invite the artists who, number one, really material focused. They're interested, the material is in part of their concept and their thinking. And number two, that they love collaboration. They're open-minded, they don't have a fixed style idea of what they want to do. And they all say yes, so we are so excited about that. So within this scenography downstairs, we want to create a sense of this feel of reeds and aspect. If you see, it's like this spider things coming through that really highlight the sense of ambience of space as if you walk along the shore of our sea, or this arid sea with the weeds coming out. At the same time, the double meaning is that these needles is almost like referring to the needles of the bread stamp, which you can see right on top of it. So the idea to create this real landscape, both in detail and also as a pastoral landscape, featuring the 12 artists' work, which is on display around the gallery. And of course, there's a focus also on the ARC school that you see on one side. There are people from the school that really talk to you about the process, that they work there, as well as the video. Well, I think one thing, as we mentioned before, that I really want to focus on the essential craft, shelter, food, and as well as clothing and textile. And the food part is important because it is when people, close to everyone, universal language. And bread, when I went to see so many markets and cities in Uzbekistan, there's so much joy and love around food, right? You go to the market, all the bakers were working, physically, singing, dancing, the whole sense of community. And we felt there would be something very convenient for the artist to react to. Something has something related to it, and then bring the sense of course, not just food, but the food culture around the basket, the stamps, and other things. Well, when we first started about that, we want to create a place to welcome everyone, right? The sense of hospitality in Uzbekistan is so strong. I'm definitely the one who received such a wonderful, hospitality and friendship. So I feel like it should be a place of people coming together. So the idea of the yurt was an interesting concept, the nomadic shelter, housing. You can move from one to the other. And so because of that, then I proposed the idea of the deconstructed yurt. So this structure you can see is really almost a yurt structure, which is a mobile structure built around, really foldable into the things, right? But with the structure we have, we create 4 separate walls that instead of going vertical, it slants up a little bit, actually make it stronger. And we build on top of each other one by one to create this beautiful structure that, higher than typical yurt, but it has more iconic. It has a beautiful height that relates to the trees of the garden. Well, I really love cross-cultural collaboration. I think that art and craft is strongest when it's cross-cultural. You know, culture is more than just identity. Culture reflects who we are, the sense of empathy that we can share for each other. That's why we chose common ground, shelter, food, clothing, because anyone from any culture can relate to. And the more important part of that is that when you actually look at the ROC region, you know, there was a sea, now it's all arid, dry, become a desert. And human, you know, impact on nature. So this crisis we all can learn from. This is not unique for Uzbekistan. We all have environmental crisis every day. So how do we learn about lessons? And art and craft is one way of carrying us forward. I feel, you know, this is the first step of the collaborations, right? I myself made friends, many people I admire, I learn from, and vice versa. This is only the first step towards a long-term collaboration and friendship that happened through design and through craft. I'm sure the same thing with the other 11 designers as well. They all said, oh, please, we want to go back, we want to continue what we worked on, right? This is only the beginning of a lifelong research. And for that reason, you know, I feel like such a moment is important to continue. And I know that we have opportunities to continue to explore our common grounds. And I think with that, you know, we bring, again, it's not craft of the past, it's a craft of the future that we're trying to present. So in this case, it's a trajectory towards what the future of craft could be, not only for Uzbekistan, but for every culture. There's so many unique craftsmen and artisans in Uzbekistan, in all the region, right? They have different uniqueness and other things, from embroidery to tassel making, to engraving, to miniature books and others, right? To be able to do, and I love all of that. And this cross-culture that happened really allowed them to see their own work in the global perspective. Vice versa, for the world to discover their work in different ways, right? Their storytelling, their techniques. And so what I see happening is that there's going to be more and more exchange of ideas between international designers and local designers and artists. A new art form will happen. You know, there'll be many platforms to invite that. Uzbekistan launched this in Milan. And all of a sudden, we are the center. Everyone's curious about what's going on. I think that's the most important for cross-cultural contribution. And so the next step, I hope, is that it becomes something more of friendship and exchange. Empathy is something I care about a lot, that we need to understand each other and learn from each other, even though we're from different nationalities and different places. So hopefully this lead on to deep love and understanding, empathy towards the art and craft of the future.